left myself on mute. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all going well. Just saying, while I was on mute there for a second, I've moved the camera position to the bottom right. I kind of forgot about that. So, yeah, surprised me as much as did you guys. So, basically, what we're going to do today is we're going to do a live deck building with Goku Black. So, I've not played Goku Black before. So I wanted to kind of give my sort of feedback on how I build decks. And hopefully that'll help you guys build the decks as well. So just want a little bit of background music. Just not too much. Just enough. No, so cancel out of that. Cool. So I want to get started straight away, because there's a lot of new subscribers to the channel as well. So thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed on YouTube and Twitch as well. Big thank you. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content. If you are, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, share, and yeah, continue watching this video if you are watching not live. And we'll get some games and some deck building at the end as well. So what is step one for deck building? Well, you click on decks and you go here. You name your deck. I like to keep mine very simple. So we call it what it is. Now, when you get here, you need to pick the color of your deck. So you pick your leader, obviously. So red, blue, green, and yellow. So you can highlight each one individually. We are going for a Goku Black deck today. So we're going to pick blue. So the first thing you need to do when deciding what deck to build. Now, usually, for most other card games, you'd build it around your what you call your win condition. Now, your win condition is, if I get this card on the field, it does X. That will usually lead me to winning the game. For example, if you are green, your win condition is to ramp up and get that 8-drop Broly on the field multiple times. That's your win condition, as you can quite imagine. Now, some things may win you the game, but that's sort of in circumstantial. So if, for example, I play I don't know, say I play this Son Goku and I get the killing blow with it, is this my win condition? No, it was circumstantial. But when you can combine cards and say, for example, like this Goku Black here, add up to one card from your cost of 4 or less from your drop to your hand. So this gets cards back, and then when attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So basically, this generates a nice wide battlefield, and that'll be your win condition. So basically having 6 or 7 hard hitters on the field at once, that would be your win condition in this case. So when it comes to Dragon Ball, how do we decide what leader, what win condition to go for? Well, sometimes it's personal choice. Like today, I really want to play a Goku Black deck. Why? He's a cool character. I really like him. Is he particularly strong in this meta? Probably not. But let's see what we can work with. So when you selected your leader, the first thing to understand is your leader's abilities. So this leader is what we call a critical leader. So they don't draw cards when they attack when they're unawakened, but they stop your opponent drawing cards as well. And they usually, in this set anyway, have plus 5,000 power on your turn. So these are going to swing in for 20k on your turn almost always. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. And then obviously the flip is generally going to be what you play your deck around, your awakened leader. So obviously when attacking, so he loses his crit, he gets his draw 1 card when attacking. Activate main once per turn. Place 1 Zamasu. So keep in mind, from your battle area at the bottom of from the battle area at the bottom of your deck. During this turn, the next time you use and play Goku Black from your hand, reduce the cost by 2. So this leader automatically says to me, I should be playing Zamasu cards. Makes sense. I should also be playing high-cost Goku Black cards. Hence, that leads into your win condition. You can see how all these things are adding up. Now, when you're building a deck, there's some things you should take key note of. One being, how do I get to my win condition? Super combos in this game, and what we call finning. Now, finning's very important because basically the more consistent your deck, the more chance you've got of getting to your win condition and drawing your power cards. If I build a deck and it's completely random and got 70 cards in, probably not going to reach my win condition. If it's got 50 cards in, it's quite hard to reach your win condition. So how do we do that? We put finning cards in. Now, in Dragon Ball Super, usually the finning cards are very, very cheap. So they're usually 1-drops. So, for example, Gausu here, 1-drop, so we can play him turn 1. Look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Goku Black or 1 Zamasu, and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. Now, when we go back to our leader, when he's awakened, place 1 Zamasu from your battle area at the bottom of your deck during this turn. Obviously, so that plays in well. It's a finning card, and it plays towards our win condition, buffing our leader. So as you can see, that makes perfect sense to add. Now, there's a couple of other cards that I like to sort of play around with in this deck, but definitely going to go for 4 of these. So in Dragon Ball Super, a play set is 4 cards. Generally, as I said, if you're playing back into that consistency, you're going to want 4 of each, generally. Yeah, there's rules around that, and you can sort of like play with that and manipulate that a bit. But to go towards our win condition once again, we do want more Zamasus. So let's have a look at the rest of the Zamasus. So choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 1 or less and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. That's pretty good. It's a Zamasu, and it keeps their board low and ours high. So again, plays into our win condition. So I would quite like 4 of these. Let's have a look at this next Zamasu. If you have a Goku Black battle card, this card gains blocker. Potentially very useful because we're going to have Goku Blacks on the field, I would imagine. It's also a Zamasu, so it plays into our leader's ability. And it has blocker, which obviously our leader wants to get to 4 HP quite quickly. So this could save our bacon in the long run. So I'm going to add 4 of those in just to start. Now, we need some finning and we need some card draw. So a great choice in blue is Pan. So draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards from your hand. So what this will do is it will draw 2 cards and then you get rid of the ones that aren't relevant to this matchup. Again, finning. So you find your win condition cards. Okay. So I'm going to add 4 of them in straight away. Let's have a look at peel off. So another 1-drop. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, add up to 1 card with a cost of 1 or less and Earthling in its special traits from your drop to your hand. Well, that has Earthling. That has Earthling. So these almost act as like massive thinners for you. So again, for now, I'm going to include 4 of these and see how things go. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding play sets of cards that I think will work with the deck. And then I'll go through and sort of like go, maybe there's too many of them. I don't quite need as many of them. Now, fantastic card. My in the future. So on play, add up to 2 cards from your life to your hand. So again, plays into our leader. We want to take that life damage quite early. We want to get to 4 HP and awaken quite early because that's where he starts being able to play those bigger Goku Black cards for cheap. And then if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, when an opponent's battle card is returned to the hand by one of your skills, draw 1 card. So not only is this finning, but if we keep less than 7 cards in our hand, which again, we want to play nice big boards, nice and wide. We don't want too many cards in the hand. This lets us draw cards, which is fantastic. So, definitely going to include 4 Mice in there. Now, we have quite a fair bit of card draw, I would say. Okay? So, before I do anything else, I'm going to make sure that I have my super combos in. So, super combos, they add 20,000 combo power to the defender on your turn. So, these are really useful. You always want to have four super combos in your deck no matter what. Okay? So, let's go 4 of these. Now, we need to start looking at our win condition. So we've got Finning. We know roughly what we want to do with Zamasu, so this is part of our win condition. Now we need to look at our leaders, Goku Blacks. So place one Zamasu from your battle area at the bottom of your bottom of your deck. During this turn, the next time you use and play Goku Black from your hand, reduce the cost by 2. So what we want is some high cost Goku Blacks. Okay? So the first one I spot is this 6-drop here, which obviously with our leader's ability becomes a 4-drop. So how powerful is this for a 4-drop? So it says add up to 1 card with a cost of 4 or less from your drop to your hand. Okay, pretty good. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less. Okay? Really good. We're definitely adding for these. So basically what this can do is it can bring a card back from your drop, so one that you've discarded or used as a combo. It will then have a 40,000 attack, which is huge for a 4-drop. And if I have 7 or fewer cards in my hand while I attack, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So that is huge. So that's a huge swing for a 4-drop, essentially. Okay? So now what I'm looking for is some more Goku Blacks. Do we want to play this one? So it's 30,000. So it's what you call like a vanilla or a raw card. So it's just raw attack, it has no special abilities. Possibly. Let's add 4 copies in. And we'll thin it out later if we need to. Now, are there any other Goku Blacks that we might want to play? Is this playing? Possibly. So obviously with our leader's ability, this would become a 1-drop. Draws a card on play, 7 cards or less. It's a contender, but it's not really packing that punch that we want. Okay? So I want to find something that's going to start looking to end this game now. So we're looking for the big drops, yeah? Let's have a look at the Vegeta. So double strike, which is always really nice to have, I would say. So it says choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 4 or less and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. Again, does this play into our win condition of clearing their board, having a big board? Absolutely. Double strike is absolutely terrifying as well. So I'm definitely going to drop 2 of these Vegetas in here. Now, our Goku Black says, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So I'm looking now at some 4-cost cards, because this is where I want to get the battle swing from, okay? So if we can play Goku Black for 4, and then when he attacks, we summon another 4, that can start to overwhelm our opponent. So I'm looking at some 4-drops, okay, to play into this sort of situation, if you will, that we're going to be developing. So Son Goku, let's have a quick look. Does nothing. 30,000 attack. Could potentially be there. Gotenks, on play. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, so similar keywords, add up to 1 Son Goten and up to 1 Trunks Youth, both for a cost of 2 or less from your drop to your hand. Do we want to be pulling out Trunks and Goten? We don't really have any, so probably not this one. Let's have a look at the Vegeta. Vegeta, a 30,000 4-drop, so we can get him for free. He has 30,000 attack, which would be generally 15 or 10,000 more than their leader, and he has critical. This is a very strong contender. In fact, I'm going to pop a playset in there just for now. We'll see what happens. Next, there's another 4-drop Vegeta here. 20,000 attack. When attacking once per turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 1 or less and place it at the bottom of his owner's deck. Then switch this card to active mode. So what that means is when he attacks, I can return a 1-cost card to the bottom of my opponent's deck. Then he gets a second attack. So he gets to attack twice at 20,000. This is potentially a strong contender. In fact, I'm going to put 4 of them in, just in case. Now, have we got anything else, a 4-drop or a 3-drop that might work? Let's have a look. Trunks. Choose up to one battle card with a cost of 3 or less and return it to its owner's hand. Really like this. Could potentially work. Vegeta. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, switch this card to active mode. That's a really strong contender as well, I think. So let's add 4 of these in as a free drop. Any other free drops that might work? Let's have a look. Add it to 1 card from your life to your hand. Plays into our leader's our play style for our leader. Then choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 5 or less and return it to its owner's hand. Another strong potential here, because you know, as we face bigger and bigger monsters, this will bounce them back. So I'm going to put a playset of them in as well now. So the issue we have now is we have 55 cards. Ideally, you want 51. So what do we need to get rid of? Well, we can't really get rid of our super combos, okay? Can't really get rid of our Goku Blacks. Can't really get rid of our, you know, Gawasu and Zamasus because they're our win conditions. Can't really get rid of our Mais because just so good for card draw. Pilaf? Do we need another 1-drop? Is there a lot of 1-drops in here? There is. But he's good at bringing cards out for card draw, which we will need. Pan, can't get rid of. So we can't really get rid of a lot of our 1-drops. So we've got to focus on what do we feel like is going to win the game. Is this Vegeta going to do enough for us? Let's have a look. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 1 or less and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. Then switch this card to active mode. So the problem with this is if your opponent doesn't have any 1 costs on the field, this doesn't get its full value. So it's a bit niche. So I think if we trim that down to maybe 2. Let's see what this deck looks like if there's 2 of those in there. So we still need to get rid of 2 cards. So can't get rid of the Goku Blacks because they play into our win condition. This Vegeta is just really good as a 4-drop. Don't forget we can probably get him for free as well. This Vegeta for a free drop. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, switch this card to active mode. So this is going to be much more consistent than that, and it's cheaper. So I think we leave 4 of these in here and get rid of this Vegeta, just because it's a little bit too situational, and we just want that. How do you say it? You just want that consistency of it, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. I think that's gonna work quite well. So now once you've built your deck, you want to just give it that final sense check, right? So you go, what's my leader's awakened ability? Well, it's draw 1 card, place 1 Zamasu from your battle area at the bottom of your deck during this turn. I should say to the bottom of your deck, shouldn't it? But yeah. During this turn, the next time you use and play Goku Black from your hand, reduce the cost by 2. So that's what our leader does, okay? So it's about getting these sort of cards out. So this is going to be our win condition, paired with all these sort of 4-drop and belows to go wide and have their effects. To get that, we need Zamasus. We have Zamasus. Pilaf draws Mais and stuff like that, which will really help, I think. Also gets Pans, which will really help. Gawasu gets our win conditions into our hands, so we need to keep him. Trunks gets rid of some scary cards around the 4 or 5 drops, so that works out quite well. Vegeta, Double Strike, gets rid of cards. Videl is a super combo. I really like this deck. I think this is, for a Goku Black deck, it's a solid contender. So once you're happy and you've sense checked your deck, your win condition makes sense. What do you do with it now? Well, you test it. How do you test it? Well, you can go into free match up here, like so. You can do a room match with some friends. You can even do some solo play if you like. But I think for a true test, you definitely want to just take it to the rank ladder. If you're not too high ranked and obviously you still want to play around with it, then just take it to the rank ladder, to be honest with you guys. So we're going to play a couple of games. We're going to see how this deck tests out, and then we make adjustments. If a card is inconsistent or we don't really run into the problem that it solves, then we change the card. And this is what's called teching in card games. So, for example, if a certain card is played 100% of the time and you've got something in your deck that counters it, you play that card. Fairly simple. So, for example, if there's a problem with a 5-drop card that keeps landing, then you play something that removes 5 drops. If there's a card that if you don't have a blocker, it just wins them the game, you play blockers. And you alter that as the meta changes and stuff like that as well. That's what makes the best sort of players the best, because they look at the meta, they look at what their opponent might be playing, and then they adjust their deck. So placing a silver 5 called the Villain Blaze. He's playing Frieza. So I'm going to mulligan first because I need to concentrate. It doesn't give you a lot of time, and I'll talk about the matchup. So this is a pretty good hand because we've got Mai in the opening. We've got Zamasu in the opening. That's pretty good. Got a super combo. We got Vegeta. I'm quite happy with this hand. So what was I saying? So what does Frieza like to do? Frieza likes to ping down cards and remove them. That's what Frieza does, yeah? But what does Frieza need to do? So Frieza needs to keep lots of cards in hand, okay? So first thing I like to do is attack. We get the damage. They don't get to draw a card because our leader has critical. Okay? Now, next thing I need to do is decide, do I want to pull the Pilaf out the drop? There's nothing in my drop, so this is not really that useful right now. Zamasu. I can place this back at the bottom of his deck. So I stop his Ginyu coming out because I know that's what he wants to end up doing. I can play Mai. And I can play Zamasu on the same turn. Could that potentially be really good? Or do I want to save Mai for next turn? It's these decisions you want to make. So I've got 2 energy. I kind of want to get this Vegeta out early. Because if I can get 2 25k hits into him turn 2, it's going to be a problem. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Mai. I'm going to add 2 life to my hand to draw 2 cards. I'm going to end my turn and keep that energy. So this is the blocker if we have a Goku Black battle card, which we don't currently. So it's just a 10,000 for now. And then we have Gaosu to start drawing our win conditions. Okay, so he's got the card draw. He's going to attack into me, put me down to 5 life. Okay. Which is fine. That's great. And we get our Goku Black as well. So, we've got both our Vegetas, which I think is really powerful. We want to try and play this turn. Pilaf could be good for us. Once Mai dies, if she dies, she's probably going to become a combo. We need Gaosu to start pulling Zamasu's out. So, let's use Pilaf as energy. So, if he plays Ginyu next turn, he gets lots of energy back. So, Do we want to go all in with a Vegeta and cause 2 life worth of damage? Or do we want to start bouncing cards? So forcing him to play extra cards. It's a good question. Let's attack into him and see what he decides to do. Because he may decide to block here. Okay, so now we've got a decision. Do we play Vegeta turn 2? We swing into him twice. Oh, sorry, just once, because it's end of the turn. Or do we start bouncing cards? So, I think I want to bounce cards. I'm going to play Galaxy. Get some more Goku Blacks in my hands. And we get end of turn. So, if I go down to 4 life, I get to flip. And I can start playing these Zamasus. And I can get Goku Black out on turn 4. Well, technically turn 3. So I want him to attack me here. So we can bring my back from the drop. That's not a problem. It's a little bit annoying. We got another Mai. It's fine. So I'm not too worried about losing Mai this turn. And we got another one. Okay. So we need to charge. So I'm going to use this Vegeta to charge. I'm then going to use my skill. I'm going to place this at the bottom of my deck. What that means is now this Goku Black costs 4. Now, unfortunately, I do have more than 7 cards in my hand. I wonder... So I can bring back my... When I attack, when does it trigger? So this is an interesting thing about testing decks. If I attack into Frieza... In fact... You get rid of that Frieza. So I need 7 or fewer cards in my hand. So I have 9 at the moment. So if I combo 2 Mais into that, is that when the thing triggers, or is it triggered already? So does it trigger there? No. So you've got to have 7 or fewer cards as you attack. So that's good to know. And this is why we test these interactions. So Frieza can transform now, and what Frieza can start doing is unresting cards at the end of their turn. So now what we need to do is start filling our hand with 4-drops. So we're going to solve 2 problems here. One problem we're going to solve so we need this. Mai is really useful, but we have ways of getting her back out of the drop, especially with this, so we can bring a copy of Mai back. I need 7 cards or less in my hands for Goku's Black effect to work. So, we're going to use Mai here. We have to take this one. Is what it is. We get Pan. Pan's really nice. So, good free drop to have. So obviously we can get him for free. So we use Pan to charge. We're going to play. So first things first. Let's attack, draw the card, see what he does. So we got another 4-drop Goku Black, which is really nice. So that means when he attacks, if I have 7 or fewer cards, I can play this for free. So, we need 7 or fewer cards in our hand. It's going to be tricky, because we have 9, so we need to play at least 2 and not draw any. So we could play this Vegeta, this Zamasu, Trips Blocker, puts us down to 7 cards, and then we play this Goku Black. Because this will add something to my hand, so it'll go to 8. So if we play Vegeta, we play the Zamasu. So now we have 7 or fewer cards. So when Goku Black goes to attack, that should trigger his effect, which means I can play this Goku Black for free. You can end the step there. Swing in for the Vegeta. So he's going to have to start using resources here unless he wants to go down to 2 HP. See what he does. Yeah. So we're building towards our win condition here. So we've got lots of big scary cards. We can drop this as well next turn. So if you play something on curve, 4 or 5, well, 4 drop, we can just return it and then we can double strike into him. And he's going to have to burn a lot of cards because we've got a fair few cards that we can put into this, but I don't want to go all in just yet. Of course, next turn we can play a second Goku Black to get some cards back into our hand. to then deploy them again. Using our leader's ability to bump this Zamasu back. If, of course, Zamasu stays on the field this turn. Depends what he does. I think we have a real nice opportunity to swing in next round and win. But we'll see. See how it goes. So our opponent's got two choices, really. He's obviously searching for a specific card. He's got free energy left. So there's not much for free energy that I'm scared about. Which is really good. Not really scared about anything for free energy, to be perfectly honest with you. So we'll see how things go. Opponent's still thinking. So do I want to activate the blocker skill? I do not want to activate it. So he wants to get some damage through on me, I guess. And he made that so it can't unrest. That's fine. So I'm going to play a super combo here. Because I want to keep cards in my hand nice and low. So what this tells me is he's nearing his win condition. So he wants to try and invest some resources into lowering my resources because he has a hand advantage. Obviously plays the blocker as well. So we have decisions to make now. So do I want both of these Vegetas? Quite possibly. Cost of one or less, so it can only really bounce back that. It is a Zamasu though, so it could potentially be useful, but we have no more Goku Blacks after this one. So I'm going to use Zamasu to charge. So we now have a decision to make. So right now we've got 1, 2, potentially 3 attacks worth of life, but obviously he does have a lot of cards in hand. So that could be pretty scary. We also have this Goku Black that can drop, and it can play another 4 cost. So what do we have in our drop? Not a great deal, perfectly honest. So is that worth playing to recover a Mai potentially? Or do we bounce the blocker back and swing in with a double strength Vegeta? That could be the play. That could have been useful. That's the problem. I will play a cost 4 or less card from my hand. Thank you, Goku Black. So he's going to have to start putting some serious resources now into saving his life. We have a blocker. We have a super combo. feeling pretty good about this one. We'll attack with a Vegeta. He might let this one go through. He might not. Okay, he doesn't want this one to go through either. We attack with the 30,000 Vegeta. And we attack with a 35,000 Double Striker, which he lets through. So if he didn't want to lose life, this is the one I'd be defending against. And this is basically what built the deck for. This sort of setup, basically. So it's worked. It's worked pretty well. There's not really been any useless cards so far. In this situation, anyway. Again, in this situation. So he's obviously using these to pull, you know, particular cards. But is there anything that Frieza's got that can win him the game on turn 6 with this board state? I don't know. I don't have a lot of blockers. That is an issue. So I've got 5,000 there. I've got the blocker there. I have 5,000 there. And I have the super combo in hand. So, it's not ideal. But, again, is there anything at a 6-drop in Frieza's arsenal that can really mess us up here? I'm not sure. So, I kind of want him to start... Yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to start investing a little bit of resources. Because I'm happy to take one here. And this is almost too perfect. So he rested the blocker. So I don't want to go down to 1. 1 is just not a super comfy place for me. The problem is, if he drops a 4-drop, and it's fairly chunky, and these are all combo cards, I'll survive, but it won't be good. So you could drop two drops and combo them up. Could be quite nasty. But hopefully, one of these lives is a super combo. And we should be fairly okay. Okay. He's still looking for that win condition. He might get it. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a real close game. Yeah, interesting. So he still has 2 energy up. He still has 7 cards in hand. And he wants this damage to get through. Which is interesting. So we can't block this. And he's invested a lot of resources into it. So unfortunately, we've got to take this damage. We did actually get a pan here, which is really nice. So he's gone 60,000. Can we defend 60,000? I'm not sure if we can. So that goes 40, 50, 55, 60. We're missing one. If either of these is a 5,000, we win the game. Can we invest anything else? Is there anything else we can possibly do? There is not. GG, my friend. Well played. These were 5,000. If one of these was a 5,000, we win the game. But that was a good game. So really enjoyed that deck. Obviously, it's the first time piloting Goku Black. So we live and then we learn. But I'm liking the deck. This is what we're playing for. GG's in chat if you're watching. GG's in the comments if you're not watching live. And we go again. Simple as that. It was a very, very close game. I really enjoyed that game. So we're placing Sam Tam, who is a silver 3, I think, if I've seen that correctly. Who's placing playing Goku. Awesome. So we're going second. Mai in the first hand. This is a problem, but I really like getting Mai early here. So I'm going to keep. Got all 3 super combos. Let's see what happens. Good thing is we get to go second, so that does have an advantage for cards. So this Goku's going to want to get to 4 life fairly quickly, which gives all his cards a power boost. So we draw our other charging cards, so we're going to stick this in because everything else is fairly useful at the moment. Going to swing into Goku just to annoy him. And then we play the star of the show. Get some nice card draw, which is really nice. So Zamasu, we can also play. We can bounce Roshi to the bottom of his deck. I'm willing to use the extra energy to do this. Simply because it plays into our game plan. And Roshi is kind of annoying, to be perfectly honest with you. We don't have Goku Black yet, either. Cool. Okay. I'm absolutely fine with that. Okay, Trunks is an interesting one. The problem is now we do have a lot of cards that we do want to play. Do we need my back right now? No, we don't. So let's flip over. It's fine. So I'm going to swing into the TM. Get the card draw. So we've got 2 energy to work with. So we can get Gaosu. And then look to play a high cost card next turn. Or Goku Black next turn, should I say. So let's place the Gaosu. And then we're looking for Goku Black, ideally. Perfect. We'll play the Zamasu. And we'll bounce the Whis back to the deck. Fairly happy with that turn. Keeping his card count nice and low, which is important. Nice. Yep. So we use a pan here. Don't really want to take any more damage right now. Let's see what we get. So we got the 4-drop Goku Black, which means we can play it this turn. Can play Trunks this turn as well. We could return this to a hand, but it has an on play. So we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit there. Whereas this can attack into this and get rid of it. Which could potentially be quite nice. So. I'm going to get rid of Vegeta for now. Just because it's a high cost card. So if we use our skill. To bounce Zamasu back. Play this for 2. Can attack into him. Cool. So then we can use our Goku Black. We can combo and force him to use more resources. Keeping his card count nice and low. And then we play Zamasu as a blocker. Now he does have the opportunity to remove this Goku Black. But he's going to have to spend quite a bit of energy doing that. Yep. Do not activate his skill, obviously. Yep. That's unlucky. That's really unlucky for that to happen there. That's real unlucky. Unlucky. He had 4 cards, and that was probably the best one he could have had there. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. But it is what it is. So we kind of have to play this. We could play the Goku Black Raw. Attack into him for 30,000, remove one of them. We could play the Pan and hope for some free drop Vegetas. They might come in quite nice. But for now, let's attack. Let's draw a card, see what happens. I don't know why sometimes it animates it, sometimes it doesn't, but it wiped the field, which is quite cool. So we got some choices to make, and none of them are particularly great. But I think what I want to do, play this and either force him to invest some resources. Yep. Yeah. Really good deck. So, I think we got a little bit unlucky with this one, to be perfectly honest with you. He just seemed to have the perfect cards. Yeah, he just seems to have the perfect cards on this occasion. Weiss as well. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. So, we need to invest too much to keep this guy alive. We can't really do this, unfortunately. Ah, that was a tough game. Let's go for one more quick one. See if we can get a win. And then we will probably call it a night. Goku Black's tough, man. It's tough to play Goku Black at the moment. Still learning the deck, obviously. Still learning the deck. Who are we playing? Frieza again. Okay. See how it goes with Frieza. Is this a good hand? I don't think it is. We kind of want Mai in our opening hand. Oh, we get her. Okay, cool. He didn't get a 1-drop in his opening hand. Interesting. Okay. So we're aiming for another turn 3. Goku Black drop here. So I want to kind of get some 4-drops in my hand ready, you know? Ah, that's so frustrating. Okay. Let's transform. There might be. Okay, so there's a 4-drop. That's good. It's great. Now we need to start playing cards because we want to get below 7 cards now. So I'm going to use some combos here to save units and get myself below 7 cards as well. And then in theory, that should just lead to relenting pressure. I want to try and stay at 4 HP for as long as possible. Okay, that's good. Again, just plowing through cards at the moment. Keeping stuff alive. Don't have these super combos in hand yet. Annoying. Sorry, baby pan. Who's that? Zamasu. Kind of want to keep Zamasu alive as well. I want to keep both of them alive. Do I use another pan here? Can always bring her back. Yeah. Why not? We're playing around with this deck. We're figuring out what works. Okay, fine. Do you know what? Fine. You can have it. You really want it that bad, you can have it. Because this turn, I imagine, is going to be quite good for me. So I can use the Goku Black to kind of clear up his board a little bit. That's such a scary turn 4. Or turn 3 even. For me. That's an absolutely terrifying turn 3. I love this deck. Let's see what you can do. Because next turn we play both our Zamasus. And then the turn after that, we're back in Goku Black territory. We start plowing through for the win condition. It's fine. I'll bring her back. I'll bring her back, I promise. I will save her. Okay, unfortunately we can't bounce that back because it's 2 cost. Okay, so he makes that. Okay, so we see. So he's really resource starved here. There's another 4-drop Goku Black here. So it's a shame we can't attack. Because obviously then we can pull the 4-drop out. But I just want to keep his cards clear. And see what I draw. We can pull the last Goku Black out as well. We swing in there. And the next turn, we're almost guaranteed to have both our Goku Blacks on the field swinging, getting 4 drops in. Which is lovely. He's only got 5 cards in hand. He'll go down to 4, and then he'll obviously attack to get his 5th. But this is kind of where this deck really shines. This is where I like to play this deck. What we got on our drop? We've got a bunch of pan and stuff like that. That's fine. That's a big card. I think we just plain stop this. We don't need this Zamasu. We need this one. It's going to be a little bit of a problem. If he has something, he doesn't have anything to rest it, that's fine. He doesn't have any energy. Yeah, you can go into energy. That's fine. Although I would have liked him to stay. Draw 2, discard 2. We'll just get 1 extra card. So, choices now. Let's force him to use more resources. Oh, that makes sense. I just don't want that resting one of my Goku Blacks each time, but it's probably going to. Either one works, really. Is he going to save it again? If he does, it's actually fine. I almost don't want to attack. Oh, we get a super combo as well. That's actually super useful. I want to keep him... I want to make him use a card to bring his own life down if he really wants to transform. $25,000 blocker. Choose it. Rest modes. Cost of 4 or less and KO it. Okay. Okay, so he's trying to knock out both of them. Okay. Interesting. So we could just raw Goku Black down. So this is how this this deck should play, really. But it's just it's a little bit too close for my liking. You know? I need a little bit more card draw. I need to figure out like the end game of this deck. Interesting, okay. Should have attacked first. Should have attacked into him. I gave him an extra card, but I really didn't need to. Yep. He finally killed it. Okay. There are 3 Goku Blacks on the field. In fact, I have 5 Goku Blacks on the field. Yeah, I'm going to take one here. So I need some cards. Could be interesting. But let's see what he plays. And then potentially bounce something back for the kill. Oh, okay. Sure. It's looking pretty win conditioning here, boys. I'm not going to go down to 1. Because I just don't want to. Okay. So I think we just do this, right? Don't think there's anything that can stop us. Yeah, I thought so. So the key to this game is having 5 Goku Blacks and a Vegeta on the field, and that gets you the victory. That was really fun. That's a really, really fun, interesting deck. So, yeah, we'll be playing a little bit more of that, I think. So, there's 50 people watching me right now, so I really, really appreciate the viewership, guys. If you're watching this live, hit the like and subscribe, hit the share, it really helps. If you're not watching it live, if you're watching it on YouTube, or if I upload it via like normal games as well, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and follow. Really appreciate that. And yeah, hope to see you again next time. See you soon.